In an old British bungalow in North Bengal, something happened in a single night that left him sleeping with the lights on even today. Because the sound of a flute doesn't just reach the ears, it slowly knocks on the door of the soul. And the day you answer that melody, no one will ever find you again. Even today, whenever he hears the sound of a flute late at night, his body goes numb. I could play the flute from a very young age. To be precise, the flute's melody pulled me toward it, as if someone was calling from within the tune itself. During my college days, I used to play the flute at local events. People said there was something strangely enchanting about my music. This incident happened 3 years ago, when I had to travel to a small town in North Bengal for office work. My accommodation was arranged in a huge old bungalow located at the far edge of the town. It was surrounded by dense bushes, an abandoned garden, and right in the middle stood a very old well that hadn't been used for years. The bungalow's walls had peeling lime plaster, and the windows were so large that once night fell, the darkness outside seemed to spill straight into the rooms. On the very first night, when the caretaker Motalib Mia brought me dinner, he looked at me strangely and said, "Brother, if you hear anything that sounds like a flute at night, don't play back. Don't open the windows, not even by mistake." I laughed. Who scares a flute player with stories of a flute? But sometime after 2 a.m., I don't know exactly when, my sleep broke because of an unfamiliar melody. It was the sound of a flute, just like mine, but I wasn't playing it. The tune was slow and deliberate, as if someone was walking through the garden while playing it. Along with the melody, there was another sound, soft footsteps on the ground, like someone wearing anklets. Something trembled inside my chest. Unable to control myself, I picked up my flute. Strangely, it felt like the melody was calling me. I played a very soft tune in response. At that exact moment, the music outside stopped. Then, right beside my ear, a whisper said, "Where did you learn this tune?" The room turned ice cold. I looked toward the window and saw a figure standing inside the fog. There was no light, yet it was clear. It was not human. The hair reached down to the waist. The feet didn't touch the ground, and the eyes were glowing. It was smiling, but there was no joy in that smile, only hunger. It said, "The one who can create such a melody, we want them in our world." Suddenly, wet footprints appeared on the floor beneath my feet. One by one, they moved toward the window. I couldn't move. I could only watch as my own body felt no longer under my control. All of a sudden, the flute slipped from my hand and fell to the floor. Instantly, the figure outside shuddered, and the smile on its face turned terrifying. It screamed, "You answered the call. Now you must return." At that moment, the distant sound of the Fajr prayer echoed through the air. In a single instant, everything went silent. When morning came, I woke up lying beside the well. My body was burning with fever. On the window glass, there were still handprints, small, narrow, with fingers far longer than normal. Seeing me, Motalib Mia turned pale and said, "Child, they are fairies. They come to the sound of the flute. Once they choose someone, they never let go." I left the town that very day, but the truth is, they never left me. Even today, when the air falls completely still late at night, I hear that flute in the distance, and I know, the day I answer its call again, there will be no way back.